Hello guys, Salwyn here, and today we're gonna have a look at yorik once again. This is not gonna be a guide, although you can use some of the elements that I am going to talk to you about in this video as sort of guide reference material or tips as such. But I just played this game and I felt like there was a good few points to be made about the way I play this matchup. I'm against Aurelia, which I am a counter pick too, so you want to try to, as much as possible, take advantage of these counter picks. As you saw against the Jay's pick, I maxed E and then simultaneously leveled up W and Q for that range, slow, and the damage as well. In this game, we're gonna do it a little bit different. We're gonna max E because that's what we always do, as I told you. We always max E on yorik, and then we're gonna max Q because we want that burst. That burst damage is gonna help us a lot in this lane because Aurelia generally is a tanky champion, but yorik's scaling on the Q is really good. It's like 1.2 or something. It's pretty crazy. Sadly, there Amumu gets caught out and doesn't flash out in time, so he dies. And that is first blood and blue buff given up. So yeah, shit happens, and you just gotta roll with the punches. Now, what this means, a lot of the mistakes that I see my friends make, and a lot of mistakes that people make in general, is that they don't adapt to dangers in a game that occurs. Now, I tell my team to help Amumu get the red buff because Amumu is gonna be really weak without the blue buff, so he needs ample help on the red buff. And I tell my team to help him. Luckily for us, they listen to me, so they're gonna go help him. Now I know that Lee Sin and all the others were just down there, so I'm staying at a very big ranger. I don't want to take any chances of getting ganked early. That is why I play very defensively. In fact, let's switch the camera to only show me. Can we do that? How do we do that? Fuck up wall. How do we change it to my team? I'm not too familiar with this whole thing about no, not directed camera. Goddamn. Alright, so we're gonna try to figure out how we switch this to my team. We do this like this. Alright, so now you'll see everything that I see. In the early game, I don't want to look to do too much trading because it's gonna come out even. And I don't want to blow all too much mana on trading in the early game. We're gonna center the camera on me. What you want to look to do, yorik gets really strong around level 5. Level 4 or 5 is where you start to gain that advantage in the lane. You're gonna have like level 2 on your E and Q and W, or at least either the W or the Q. So what you see me do here is I take W second because I want her to push the lane, and I don't want to get caught in an early gank by Lee Sin. Lee Sin is one of those champions who can do red buff and then gank top at level 2 before I would even hit level 2. Obviously they stole our blue buff, so I know I can hit level 2 before he gets here. Keeping in mind that he could gank me right after the blue, so that's why I stayed defensive in the early game. But now, I'm just playing it defensive. I want Aurelia to shove because I counter her in this lane. I know I can beat her as soon as I get a few levels, so her pushing to my turret is going to put me at an advantage. This does mean that she will roam, but if I just keep my teammates informed of this, if I let them know whenever she leaves the lane, I'm going to be able to gain a big lead up top lane, and you're going to see that in the later stages of the game. If we keep throughout the game, let's keep an eye on this CS tracker. Right now I'm 16 to 22, so right now I'm behind. Plus she has an assist. This doesn't worry me greatly because, as I said, around level 4 or 5 I start to get an advantage. Now right now you see me with low mana. That's because she's shoving. So I'm using a bit of my mana to CS to get those last hits. Sadly though, missing one there, but you can't have them all, yeah. So right now I'm out of mana. I don't actually want to trade, and my lane is gonna start pushing now. So I'm gonna look to not use any mana if at all possible while getting these few last hits right here. Alright then. Yeah. The build I'm gonna go for with this game, depending on how the lane goes, if she gets a lot of camp and gets a kill or an assist off of ganks early, I'm gonna build something tanky like a heart of gold or an armor even to ward me against those Lee Sin ganks. However, we see Amumu coming up here. I'm not gonna give it away at all. I just CS as I usually do. She gets too close and that means I can go on her. I use my exhaust there because I know she's gonna flash out. And that means it's going to be easier for Amumu to hit, and she's not going to get to run away after she uses her flash. Let's actually back up and see that once again. Alright, so you see her here. I know Amumu's... Oh, okay, let's back up one more time. I want to show this in great detail, how to not give away the gank. I know Amumu's coming up. Now, what I've been doing this entire time in the lane is I've been CSing. Now I'm going to stop using my abilities, so I have that mana to help the gank along. Now you see me here just moving around as normal. She gets a little scared, she thinks something's happening with the jungler, but I just stay around the minions. This is very important to not give away the gank. You don't want to go too early. So I'm just staying around my minions here, looking like I just want to CS. She comes into a bad position, and I pop the W, the slow on her. Then I pop the QE to get damage. She stuns, I exhaust for the flash, because when she flashes away, she cannot get that movement speed to get close to turret. Amumu hits his Q, which is really fortunate, but with the exhaust it's quite easy. And we managed to get the kill off of that. So, whenever your jungler comes up to gank it, it's important for you to be in a position to help it, but not give it away. Had I run straight to her and started doing harass all of a sudden with no mana, she would know, had she had like just a basic amount of knowledge about the game, that something was going on. Because me with no mana, I don't really want to fight her. And I'm most likely going to lose. So she knows, alright, he's fighting me now. This means something is about to happen. There's something he knows that I doesn't. So she was going to be in a defensive position at that point. Now I choose to shove to the turret, because as I keep saying, shoving to the turret before your base means that your enemy is going to lose experience and last hit gold. So looking at the farm, I'm now 3 CS ahead off of that gank. Now she hasn't had a single gank yet. So this does mean that I have an advantage in the lane, so me being ahead on CS is not that indicative of my matchup or my skill against this champion at this point in time. But now that I have my tier, I can really start to put on some pressure. I know for a fact, right now, I know 100% securely that I will win this lane. It is already decided. Now I come up to get the big minion. The big minion is good experience, it's good gold, so I just come up to get that with the W from a safe distance, in case there's a gank coming. And from now on you'll see me do all my abilities as much as possible onto Irelia rather than the creeps. What this means is he's going to be worn down slowly. Whenever he comes up to see us, I'm just going to hit him. And this is the this is not actual zoning, because I cannot keep him away from XP 100% of the time. But I'm going to keep him away from last hits as much as possible. You see him coming in, I EW onto him. He takes about 10% of health and damage. He comes in for a last hit. I can't really do anything to him right now, but as soon as he comes near my minions, I want to put pressure. I'm the stronger lane, I need to take control. Now I tell my mid lane he's moving down. Because of that ward I know exactly where he's going. So the only thing that's happening right now is that XP lost to him. That XP is lost to him. And so on and so forth. Every single minion that dies while he is down there is XP that I theoretically gain as an advantage in this lane. You can see already now I'm level 7, he's only level 6. So already now the advantage is showing. And again, as soon as he comes into CS, I put damage on him. That's what I want to do every time. I have the tier, I have the opportunity to stack my tier and gain advantage in lane. Put that harass on him, keep him on the back foot. He comes into CS, I do the EW, go up there to try to get a Q, but every time he stuns me because I'm at a higher health than him at this point. And you can see here, let's have a look at the CS now. I'm 49 to 43. At this point I am 7 ahead. 7, 6 ahead. 8, 9. He moves down, I immediately alert my team. And I keep pinging just to keep them informed. If they didn't notice it the first time because they were fighting Vladimir mid, I just ping it again, ping it again. Make sure they know she's coming. So, she goes down to mid lane to get a counter gank or a gank off. It doesn't work because my team knows she's coming because of that ward, because of my pings. So I'm still just sitting here. I never want to push this lane. This is the optimal place for me to have this lane. Now obviously, since I'm doing last hits, at some point, because of the difference in the wave size, at some point my lane is going to shove, but for as long as possible I'm going to keep it here. Again, she comes in for a last hit, I EW her. She comes in again, I get the Q on her. And another E on her, I think that was. So, I want to put in her head that she can never ever come near this lane. Whenever she comes near me, I'm going to chunk her. She comes in with the ultimate, I push her away. I'm not gonna let her get that free ultimate off and last hit and heal off of minions. This is a constant battle for me to keep her on that back foot. I want to keep her at a disadvantage, and I want to gain a bigger advantage for myself at the same time. Now my ward is gone now, so I just want to push to the turret, and then I'm gonna look to base. Luckily though, she's really low, and she comes out some CS. I put the exhaust on, flash in to get the last hit because she flashed out of the turret, and that means that I can safely take whatever minions that's left up here. Had Lee Sin come up, or Vladimir, I could have fought them. Now keep in mind though, my mana is really low, but just getting that E off or the W off is gonna either let me push them away from me, or it's gonna let me run away from them. The WQ combo, for example, is gonna slow them down, it's gonna speed me up, it's gonna give me a great advantage in running or whatever. If I wanna fight it, if I actually think I can dominate it, quote unquote, dominate that fight, I can just get my E on them, EQ on them. That's gonna really put them on the back foot because it's a lot of scaling really early. My Q already does 200 damage, my E does 200 damage, so that's 400 damage they're gonna be hit with instantaneously in that fight. So they're gonna be like that element of really hardcore early damage is gonna put them in a state of mind where they start to question, can I actually fight this? Now keep in mind, I have short cooldowns. It's only 5 seconds and 7 seconds. So with the mana regen the tier gives me, and the huge mana pool, even if I'm at 100 mana, for example, when they come in for a gank, I can look to put on that little burst and fight them. Now we see Aurelia here using her ultimate to trade me. I'm not even bothered. If I go down to half health, I'm gonna heal it up in a second in this lane. However, if she goes down to half health, she has to regain it through auto-hitting minions, which she is not allowed to do because I'm controlling the lane, or through healing potions, which means she has to buy healing potions every time she goes back to base, which gets me in an even better position in the lane because I'm theoretically ahead in gold in items. Not even theoretically, I'm ahead in gold in items. She comes in for last hit, WE, and I move up here to get the Q on her, and nom nom, taking some of that health off her. So throughout this game, as soon as I hit the point where I'm at an advantage in this lane, I start blowing her down. Now you see me here using an E on the minions before. That's just to stay like pretty healthy in case the Lee Sin comes into gank, or in case the Vladimir comes into gank. I want to do this. Now I see her moving down, so I know something's happening. We can go back. That is the mentality. All right, let's go back here. That is the mentality I was talking about. As soon as the enemy makes a move that they shouldn't do, it means they know something you don't. Now, she goes into the bush. This is normal. She wants to stay away from my goals. But at the health she's at, I can one-shot her. So when she comes towards me, I know someone's coming. It's either Lee Sin or it's Vladimir. It could be anyone, pretty much, except for Varus. So as soon as she makes that move, it tells me, alright, she knows something I don't. Poor English right there. She knows something I don't. Alright, I need to react off this and just run away. Be safe. It could just be a feint move. You'll see players like Reginald, for example. He plays super aggressive. A lot of the times he acts as if the jungler is there, even though he isn't. And that puts a lot of players off mid lane, and rightly so, because when he makes a move he shouldn't make, it means, alright, he knows something I doesn't. Or I don't. God damn. Even if that thing he knows is that you're going to react in this way to this action, despite having a jungler there or not. So, oh, wow, I am sorry for keeping it slowed down for that long. I was trying to make a point and totally forgot. Anyway, you want to always, whenever you get into the lane, the first X levels is going to tell you a lot about a person's playstyle. And when you gain control of the lane, the person is going to start reacting in another way. When they start to act aggressive in a lane where they can actually win against you, that means that something is coming. And that is what you want to always know. Now I let my team know in chat here that top is missing. Like, I don't ping this time as far as I can remember, but I let them know she's missing. She was low, she probably went base and might go down to dragon. Luckily though, she does just come back to lane. Again, as soon as she comes up to me, I just put EWQ on her. Again, just constantly keeping her on her back foot. I want her in that mindset of, alright, I can't even be here. I can't even look to do anything in this lane. Already down to half health after 2 exchanges. And I just keep this right here. These minions will stay on my side forever. This is the kind of minion push that I can keep forever, because there's a cannon minion. This is pretty much never gonna die compared to the other minions here. So I can practically stand here. Whenever my minions are dead, I can stand here and soak up damage and then use my E to last hit when they push further. Now, sadly, some of the minions are pushing to my turret because they're melee in my only range. But still, it's now a 3-to-1 minion advantage on their side. That means they're still pushing. Now, I want my mid lane that she's coming down. He reacts sufficiently and almost gets the kill off on her. Actually, does get the kill off on her. And again, I just get put even further and further ahead. The assist is gonna give her 100 gold, let's say 150. And I am almost at twice her CS. So, being at twice her CS means, I can't be asked to do the math, but you can do the math in your head. Average is 22 gold per minion, so 60 minions. You can do the math, I can't be asked to, and I can't be asked to get it wrong because then you're gonna hate on me. So we're just gonna say 22 CS per minion, and there's a 60 minion difference between me and the top lane. So even though she gets a gank off, that means her mindset changes. She's gonna think, okay, that went well. I mean, I died, but we did get the kill, so that means we're getting stronger. Whereas in fact, the CS that I got while she was moving down here and back, and the experience, puts me at a much greater advantage. And that is why you will see me when I do some of these top videos, is that I very often just stay top whenever my guy goes to roam. Unless I can make it advantageous for me to roam with them, I'm gonna stay back and just inform my team that they're missing. If my team plays it right, they're not even gonna get the assist. But if my team plays it wrong, they're only gonna get maybe a kill or an assist, and in really bad cases a lot more. But generally only a kill or an assist, and I can make that up in minions. Plus I get that XP lead. Now I'm 2 levels ahead, really chunking her whenever she comes into the lane. So she comes back to lane having had a successful gank mid lane, thinking, alright, we're getting stronger. She comes back into my lane. All of a sudden, that mindset hits her again. I can't do anything. Vladimir comes up here. I'm not really scared of anyone at this point. I'm gonna trade with him, pop my healing potion, and just stay back a little bit. I want to see if he goes down here. I want to see where he's going. He's leaving the lane, that's guaranteed. My team actually coming up. Sadly, I didn't pay attention to this, but I do see that Aurelia again is overextending. So I just move up there, put the exhaust on her so she can't get away, and then I just go for the dive. Now I know we have Salwyn with us. He does have his ulti up, so I'm not really too worried about us dying here. I go for Aurelia because we have 2 people on Vladimir. Right, let's focus on that again. So right here we're all together. Salwyn, the ranged AP, is just standing outside doing damage. Now I see him and the Mumu going for Vladimir. This means, alright, I'm going back for Aurelia. She cannot be allowed to escape. So while I kill her, I have 2 people actively trying to kill Vladimir. Now I see him coming there. There comes the bomb, the double bomb. I was coming back in for the last hit in case they couldn't finish it off, because he had no bomb on him when I started to move in there. So I figure, alright, maybe he's going to live. I'm gonna go get this last hit onto him. Luckily though, Salwyn gets the last hit and I don't have to die to turret to get the last hit. So I just stay in lane, push it up, try to heal off the minions as much as possible. Again, I know if Aurelia comes back to lane after just basing and I stay in lane like this, I'm still going to beat her. She cannot win this trade. Even with this low health, she cannot win this trade. I'm too far ahead. I have my ghost still up, so I can just look to shove to her turret, go base, go do anything I want to really. So I go down there. I'm not gonna base, I think. I think I go toward this, maybe? Yeah, I go toward this. The longer I can stay in lane, the bigger of an advantage I'm going to get. Now Aurelia comes into lane. She sees me low. She already popped her W, her Heiden style, or Heiden style, or whatever you want to call it. So she was thinking about queuing onto me and doing some damage. Now you see her there. She pops her ultimate, and because of my QW combo, she can't even get an auto attack on me with that Heiden style up. Now she gets it up again. I can go in and trade. As I told you, even with this low health, I'm at a really big advantage in this lane. I'm way stronger, I'm higher level, I'm more fed, and I'm a stronger champion for those duels in this top lane. In this particular top lane, rather. So I can just stay here, I get her down to 20% again. She has to base or go do golems. I know this, so I just push out the lane, and I go check golems if she's there. Actually, I don't. I do that at some other point. I just go to deny her. All these minions dying to turret and getting some of that turret damage on, so that means that pretty much at any time I can take her turret. Until then, I'm going to deny her. She's still level 10. I'm now level 14. I come down here. I just want the last bit of gold for my Triforce. At this point, I remembered I was like 40 gold off. So I just go down here, kill these two, and then I base because my minions are still at her turret. This is very important. My minions are still at her turret, so I'm not going to lose experience or gold more than I have to in this lane when her lane starts to push, because she's gonna have to blow some abilities to push to my turret before I get back into this lane. She does blow her ultimate, but luckily for me there's a cannon minion here, so I can start to move back into my lane really quickly and lose as little as possible. So let's see, how much do I miss here? Alright, 2 minions. 2 minions is all I lose because every time I base is pushed to her turret. Now I let my team know again, she is missing. I don't know where she is, so just be careful. And then there I go, I ping it. Sadly though, she comes in behind him. He does have his ulti up. Sadly though, he cannot get her. And yeah, shit hits the fan, so to speak. Now I see her flashing out there. I want to get Vladimir. Vladimir is in a good state of mind right now. I want to put him off that. I want to make him think, alright, we cannot do this. I already know, Aurelia knows this. Aurelia is already in the state of mind as to where she cannot do this. Actually, I want to see where the hell she based. I want to see where the hell she based. Oh, wait, backspace. Okay, so she just based right there. Alright, whatever. Aurelia, because she's in my lane, I've had complete control of her the entire game. So she is already in the mindset of, wow, I'm way behind, wow, I cannot fight this, wow, this is scary, I need to go to other lanes to pick up an advantage. Vladimir has been sitting in that mid lane. He's been getting ganked from Aurelia, he's been getting ganked from Lee Sin. He's in a pretty good state of mind right now. I mean, he is 3 and 6, but those 3 are gonna make a difference for him. Whereas Aurelia is 0 and 4. And that O puts a little piece of doubt in your mind. So I want to put that onto him rather than more onto Aurelia. Also, he does give more gold because he just picked up a kill. So again, that's another motivator for me to go on him rather than Aurelia. Aurelia coming out to CS, I put damage on her. This is going to keep happening forever and always in this game. She comes out, she thinks she can trade because she's so close to turret. I just chunk her down and stay healthy with that E. And with the Triforce I have immense damage at this point. Yorik with Triforce is a really strong champion. Okay, this is the point where I know she has to back off her turret, but I know she's gonna go to try to make up some XP or some CS. So I'm just gonna go here, keep just imposing onto her. You have nothing you can do. I control everything you do. That mind game is way more important than a lot of people think. Just having her be at a constant state of, alright, he's here, I cannot do anything. All the time, no matter what she does, I'm gonna be there to make her realize that I decide everything. It literally means I am the boss of you. I decide what you do and when you do it. And right now I'm just trying to deny as much CS and experience of top lane just by standing here and CSing. I'm at the point where I can easily fight them at multiple people. Now I want to go for this dive. I know Lee Sin is coming. The way she is acting tells me Lee Sin is coming. So I pop my my thingamabobber, my ghost. The turret goes down because I've been like letting the minions hit it the entire game. I get the rally really quickly. And now Lee Sin is at a huge disadvantage. I'm 2v1 now. He came up here in a 2v1 situation thinking, okay, I can make a difference. But right now, I'm 2v1. And he's not prepared for this. My ghost sadly dies. But he is so low that I can burn my flash and get the kill. Vladimir is coming up now. Alright, we can speed it up again. Vladimir is coming up now. And I see Salwyn is right behind him. So I just choose to try to keep him here for as long as possible. And there we go. I get the ultimate from Salwyn. So I just look to put on the slow with my W. And here we go, just picking up the kill. So at this point, I'm 6-0-2. Aurelia is at 0-5-3. I'm 192 CS. She is 100. The mindset of her and her team at this point is, this is lost. We're winning other lanes too, which is even better. So had our other lanes gone even, let's say they had gone even all of the lanes, my advantage up top lane would have made the enemy team annoyed at Aurelia because she lost the lane, and that means they make mistakes and they think they're at a disadvantage, which they are, and that is important. That is why I always want to win my lane. That is pretty much all I care about. This is a problem for me, but it's also a good thing for me, because it means that in a lot of games where the lanes are going to be even, I haven't spent a lot of time doing those failed ganks and whatnot. I've simply just been building my advantage. Now I see Aurelia here top. I have already let my team know I want to do Baron right now. Baron is the thing we want to do right now. They cannot fight it. We're at a really big advantage. We're 40k to 28. So I tell them I'm gonna shove out top, then I want to go for Baron. And as you can see here, the enemy team completely falling apart now. and like, this is what stuff like this does. Whenever somebody loses their lane a lot, like Vladimir has 7 deaths, Aurelia is 0-5, this puts the mindset into the enemy people that we can't win this. They decide what happens, and like, it is true, but still having that mindset on them, imposed on them, is a great advantage to have. Now for me, I can just tank Baron all day, so we just go here, pick up Baron, and this is the indefinite moment where we cannot lose this game. Even if we get caught out 5 times 2-man, we cannot lose this game. So what I want you to take from this video, you awesome subscribers of mine, is learn when you have an advantage and take as much as possible advantage of said advantage to put your enemy team at a disadvantage. Everything is about tipping the scales in this game. Knowing your strength and knowing your weakness is really important. And yorik is one of those champions. As I've said before, I like champions that you can take advantage of, like that you can abuse as such. Yorik is one of those champions who has a super strong 1v1 and 1v2 fight as soon as he gets a little bit ahead. And that is something you can take advantage of and abuse. There comes the GG after the first inhibitor. They lose the game big time. We just crush them. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned a few things. Maybe not, maybe. I hope you did. Anyway, if you liked the video, thumbs up. If you disliked the video, thumbs down. If you have questions about the video, write them in comments. Actually, before I do anything else, I'm still running my 1580 flat magic resist flat armor rune page, and I'm running 921 masteries. So you don't have to ask about that. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, have a great day.